Yo! Hello, everybody! How are we this time zone? How are we doing at this time? It's nice to see you. Hello, Christine. Hello, Pri. Hello, Jam. I see you there. I see you in chat. I've had my face did, and there's lots of bright colours, so it's very bright and sparkly. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Thank you, sarcastically inclined. I went for all of the colours. I couldn't choose. I could not choose just one. So we went for all of them. Perry is also here.
Hi.
They want she wants to sit somewhere comfortable.
Yes.
Because we only have one comfy chair. Oh, sarcastically inclined. You've been subscribed for 7 months. Thank you so much. Wow, that is a long time. You've been putting up with this for 7 months. Well done. Congratulations.
7 months of be gay and do Photoshop crimes. Yes, that is the vibe here, and
Yes.
we love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The comfy chair. Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Can everyone hear me okay, actually?
Yes. That was a thing that we were supposed to test,
Yes.
and we haven't tested. So yes. How are we both sounding?
How do I sound? Do I sound pretty?
Yes.
Awesome. That's great.
Sweet. Good.
I'll stay on the comfy chair then.
Good. Yes. Stay there. Right. I realised that one of the things that I wanted to do today, I needed to do some setup beforehand on the background in Twitch, which I couldn't decide would be interesting content or whether it would just be clicking on an interface. I don't know what, when it comes to these tech streams, if what I think is interesting, which is like type and code, people actually think is interesting or not, which is something that we're going to be discovering today and finding out. Yeah, I'm just doing some clicking in the background on Twitch because I missed one last click. Think that's going to work? All right, hang on. So what I wanted to do, as well as writing some code, was to add, is that thing there? Was to add another a reward challenge thing, which you don't actually need a bot in order to do because you can just add it to Twitch. But then I wanted to do. I'm not explaining myself very well. There was a thing that I wanted to do that doesn't involve typing any code. It just involves doing some admin on the Twitch on Twitch's back end, which I think I've now done. Which I should have tested. I should have tested this before, you'll be able. Well, I mean, I should have done lots of things.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're having dinner.
Can you check on if when you go to like click on rewards and things, is it just the standard rewards that are there at the minute, or is there anything extra?
Rewards.
On like
highlight, unlock, send
Yeah.
a message, choose and unload. No, add Faceball.
Yes.
Yes.
Add Faceball.
Yes.
Good.
Obsessed already redeemed one.
Add right. So this is the new. So where does that show? How does that show up now? Add Faceball. Yes. Thank you, Obsessed. I'm glad that you have carried out the test. So I have acquired a little ball bag in which it contains tiny balls, which
it looks like a testicle on the camera, which is great.
Yes, which I will now be able to dangle from my face. I again should have practiced this and tested it before doing it live. But
you can do it. I believe in you.
Where's the fun in that? God, these things are really like.
I know. Do you need help?
I need lots of help.
Yes. Wait, you did it. Yes.
There we go. See, so now with the simple addition of Twitch points, you can now add balls to my face at will, if you will, and it also gives gives some reason to actually spend those points. As per usual in my chat. Yes, exactly. And you see how, and then Krasune says, "Look, balls," and it's all becoming.
It's all coming together.
Look, it's just as I planned. Yes, this is. Oh, good. Jem has also redeemed add Faceball. Good. You see how this. I don't think we'll do any coding today. I think this is going to be
this is gonna be just
largely what we do today. Okay. Hi Jem, we're adding balls to my face through the internet. These are actually quite good. There is obviously a maximum limit to the number of times this can be redeemed, which
we can always buy more balls.
We could always buy more balls, yes. So if we ever reach the limit in chat, then we will... Oh, Inca, thank you very much for the bits. Yes, if we ever run out of balls in a chat, then in a stream, then that'll be a sign to buy more, basically.
Oh look, someone else redeemed it.
Perry has also redeemed Add Faceball. Marvellous. And Inca. Good. I did wonder, I was like, 10,000. Is that going to be too low? Is that going to be a good number? I think it's a good number. How many of the balls that you've already acquired is that? Is that close to all of them? Or is that barely any? Is that barely... Have I lowballed on this?
In my defense, I didn't watch your streams very often.
I know.
So I still have 5.7k.
You still have 5.7k. Okay, right. So I think that's a decent amount. So from what you've seen, I think it's a significant.
Had enough for one.
Inca had enough for one. Cool.
So if you guys want to add balls to Martin's face.
Yes.
I love that.
If this is
have to watch more of Martin's content.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
All you
if this is a thing that isn't enough, that is too much, we will. That's how markets establish their value. Is how valuable do people find balls on my face?
We may make them cheaper, is what you're trying.
We might make them cheaper, but what I wanted people to do is to splurge their points in the initial one.
Yes.
With the release, the people who want the bleeding edge balls, who want to be the first to try them out, they can do that. But yeah. Okay, so Pre I feel like watches a fair number of these streams, and they are on 8.9k. So this was a good price. I think
this is a good price. Yes, especially
good...
considering that you don't have anything else to redeem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Excellent. So this is a good start already. Clearly the tech is working. Yes, Lisa. I have added face balls as a reward to Lisa has. Lisa has 20k worth of points. Marvellous.
Oh my god.
You feel like you're being called out? That's not being called out. That just means you have good taste. Excellent. Good.
Oh my god.
Well,
you have big fans on your channel.
I do have. Yeah, I know. I feel very loved. It's nice to put a ball value to the stream.
Balls.
Yeah, exactly. If you keep saying it, then people will understand.
Yes.
Yeah, this will also hopefully stop people from hoarding their balls. They can just chuck them out now. Exactly. Yeah, because balls have got to be out there in the wild. They're not supposed to just be hoarded in tiny bags. Like, no, that's silly. What even is face ball? These are face balls, Lisa. We add balls to my face. See, look, and you can hear some Foley. Listen. Yeah, that's what they sound like. Gather the balls around me. Yeah, exactly.
Can't you see his
Can't you see them? I know there's always a lot of stuff going on my things, but I like these because they're all different weird colours, so they'll all interact with everything like differently and weirdly. Yeah, Jeff's gem. That's it. Yeah, look at my balls. Very good, Jem. Thanks for that. I'm just displaying on my balls on the stream. I know. You see, you'd think there'd be something in the Twitch terms of service for me having my balls just out here like this on the stream. But I definitely checked them, and there is nothing. There is nothing that stops you from actually showing your balls on stream and attach and
no
putting.
one tell Twitch.
No. I'm just waiting for the first. I haven't been reported yet, and I'm just waiting for the first like random person to dawdle in here and be like, "There were balls on his face," and he kept referring to them as such, and I was very upset. I look forward to that. That's gonna be a fun day. Yeah. Of course, I'm glad I gave you a sword, Gem. I also have good taste in mods, definitely. I know they have colours, but I couldn't possibly tell you which ones they are. Exactly. That's also part of the mystery of the ball thing. Maybe yes, Joe. I'm glad you. The word ball has started to lose all meaning to me at this stage.
Definitely.
Like it's yeah.
Keep saying it. It will make.
Oh no, Jem got no balled.
Oh no!
No.
No! Wait, isn't 0 a ball though?
That's interesting. So the 0 itself is its own special invisible ball.
It's a void ball.
We've still never seen like the double no ball. Like it's very unlikely.
It's very unlikely.
Like, what
it
is
never
that?
happens.
1 in
we'll
50.
have to.
Yeah, what's 1 in 50 times 1 in 50?
Oh my god, I haven't had statistics in a while.
Very low. Let's ask Google to do multiplication for us.
It's statistic, not multiplication.
It is multiplication. Well, you have to.
I mean, it's both.
Yeah, that is a 0.0004 chance.
That's a very low.
That's pretty low chance.
Yeah.
Pretty like sharing their balls, so that's
yeah.
fine.
Don't we all?
Exactly. We wouldn't be
sharing
here.
is caring.
Indeed. Oh, everyone's getting rewards and stuff.
The tea. Drink the tea.
Okay, I'll drink the tea.
Since you drink my tea.
I drank Perry's tea. It was delicious. It was very good.
I'm glad you like my tea.
Yeah, it was nice. You shouldn't just leave things out there. Joe wants their message invisible highlighted. So there you go, Joe. Invisible.
Invisible.
Yeah. I can be bullied live on stream to drink tea. That's also an option.
Bullying, affectionate.
Yeah, exactly. Part of me's wondering about staying on this screen until a very special time today, or whether.
Oh my god.
Because I don't know.
Should.
I think we should. I think we should just stay here for a little while longer. And
yes.
And you know, I've seen Mike LeBeau streams, and he takes like half an hour before anything interesting happens.
You know, you can do that too.
Maybe.
You're as charming as Mike LeBeau.
You reckon?
I think you're better than Mike LeBeau. Don't tell him that.
Yeah. Don't any of his mods tell him that.
Oh my god.
Specifically right now, while he's probably streaming. That would be so bad.
You're gonna put the boy on the spot like that. Don't do it.
Yes.
Oh my god, look at this.
I know, I like
sarcastically
inclined. I can imagine his little angry voice as well. It's like, Perry likes me more. No, likes me less. Yeah, something like that.
Look, it's the bald head. What can I say?
Am I saying that Mike chatting with his horde of fans is not interesting content? No.
No, it's not interesting content, or no, are you not saying that?
No.
Right.
Joe's no snitch, though.
Snitches get stitches.
Indeed they do. Oh, look who it is. Everyone's seeing your handiwork. You enjoying touching my head?
How can you not? It's great.
I shaved it today, so it's very it's very fresh.
It's fresh.
Yes.
I'm back to my seat.
Oh, thanks, Jem. Yeah, I'm sure Perry does prefer mine because of his balls. Yes.
Stop it.
By which we obviously mean the face balls.
Of course, the face balls.
Which I've only just.
Which other balls would it be?
Oh yes, that doesn't look weird or creepy at all.
Of course not.
Cough. These are great. I really like these. These are really good. These were definitely worth. What was it, like $6.99?
I think it was like £3.
£3,
maybe.
Yeah, these have already paid for themselves, basically. Oh dear, Lisa says to stop playing with my balls. Oh no! I've realised now that I am, because my beard is my main fidget toy. So at some point, I am just going to be like caressing them and fondling them, without even, especially if I'm going to be writing code, which is what I said that I will be doing today. So that's what I'll be doing.
Such is life.
The person who thought of the, you know what, right? This was Jem's idea actually. Jem posted credits where credits due. Yeah, Jem in my Discord server was like, "Hey, Martin, how about adding these beard balls to the stream in some capacity?" And I was like, "Jem, you are a genius. Like, that's great." I didn't say to you at the time you're a genius. I thought it and thought that I told you that that's what you are. So I'm saying it now. So there you go, Jem. You're a genius. Yeah, exactly. Tell your kids that Martin, who lives on your phone, said that you were a genius today. I don't even know if there's another Martin. I just know that Jem's kids refer to me something along the lines of Martin on your phone.
Aww, that is adorable.
Yeah.
It's a Martin on the phone.
Yes. Presumably not important enough to make it on any big screens in Jem's house.
No, just a phone.
Just on a phone.
Just a tiny phone.
Tiny pocket Martin, yes.
If it's too big, it's gonna scare the kids.
That's fair, actually. I haven't been tested on kids, and I don't think I should be. I feel like there'd be... there was an episode of Pokemon that was like, it made a bunch of kids have like an epileptic fit. It was an unfortunate episode because it had Porygon in it, who's like the coolest Pokemon.
Remember that.
And two, Ash caught a load of Pokemon in that episode, and then obviously they banned it in international releases. So it just goes from one episode. Oh, hey Straw. It just goes from one episode in Pokemon in like all of the international versions from one to another, and he's just suddenly caught a load of Pokemon, and everyone's like, "What happened?" And what happened was
the episode was
pulled.
Epilepsy.
Yeah, I think it was something about it changed between like a red and blue background like really rapidly at a particular rate that just sent a bunch of kids into epileptic fit. Which is why I put warnings on my stream to say don't watch these if you have any kind of visual epilepsy or anything, because I've got a feeling they're probably quite dangerous, which is a worry that I have, but I also like this.
This also makes me happy.
This also makes me happy, yes. So yeah, I'll do my best. What time are we on?
We are on 10.
Okay, this is getting very exciting. So
very exciting.
It is. I hope everyone's as excited as I am. It is about to be 22 seconds on the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022, and I couldn't believe that was happening. And it is Tuesday. Yes, it is very much a Tuesday today, and in 2 minutes time from now, which is a good segue, that is going to be what happens. So, and that only happens like the next time this is going to happen is going to be like 1100 years time. So it's going to be exceptionally exciting. in the arbitrary dating system that we use.
1 minute.
That is the alarm that signals that we have 1 minute left to go. I was supposed to look up a way to actually have a countdown, and I have failed at doing that.
Hey, it's fine.
I could write a little script to do a countdown, but it'd be.
It's not gonna happen in 30 seconds, Martin.
Yeah, well, watch this.
Oh, a challenge. And so we start the programming stream.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, hang on. So if I just do while...
Oh no, Joe missed it because Joe's ahead of us.
Do date sleep 1. Done. There we go. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. Oh my god! And now we've got another light. Oh, we've got another 22 seconds actually. Oh, we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. Counting today, that's what we're doing. 20, 21, 22! Oh my god. Oh my god, now we just have to wait 1100 years for that to happen again.
You know what? It will go by in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, my favourite bit was when you were like, you won't be able to write a script that will count down in that amount of time.
That was real quick.
Like,
I'm well impressed.
Yeah, I'm well good. I'm well good at the programming. Cool. Alright, who's looking forward to the next one of these?
Alright, let's start.
I guess we're starting now. Cool. Right, so what have I done before now? So I have created a little, what's called a software repository. Yes, we are dorks, Joe. Thank you very much for saying that. Also, I have fewer glitches on this screen, so you can get a better look at the balls, although my beard is still slightly see-through. Anyway, so what I have done is created a repository, which in software terms means like a save, basically. It's like a saved place with a bunch of files in it. The code that I'll be writing, to begin with at least, is in bot.js, which is a bunch of Node, which I don't know very well. So if you're looking at all of this and being like, I don't really understand it, I sort of understand it. In that I found some code on the internet and then made it do what I wanted it to do, and now it's being used. But yeah, Node isn't my strong point, so there might be bits where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing on this point, and I'll have vague ideas about what I want to achieve. But it's going to be a journey of mystery and discovery, and me just saying stuff, and sometimes sometimes as knowing what we're doing, and sometimes as not knowing what we're doing.
Yes.
So
that sounds like coding.
That does sound like coding, doesn't it? Yeah. Cool. So first of all, I'm gonna do something called rubber ducking, which is for me to just go through line by line and explain to myself what the code's doing, and in the process I'll explain to you what the code's doing, and then I'll explain what I want to do, and then I'll try and do it. That's how I'm going to work. So first two lines, these are importing in the Twitch Node.js library, and then I'm importing in a local credentials file, which I've got separate from the code so I can push and pull it to a public repository without exposing any of my credentials. You can think of credentials just like a login. I think it uses something called an API token, but you don't need to know about that because it's somewhere else. Then we're taking the library that we imported and creating a client object, which is like a thing that sits in the computer's memory and handles logging into Twitch and getting credentials and things and saying like, I am this person, and then Twitch is like, okay, you're allowed to log in and do stuff.
Which language is that?
This is in Node.js, which is JavaScript basically.
Yeah.
So if anyone's written JavaScript before, this is Node.js is JavaScript on a server rather than on like a web browser, which would traditionally be like a client. Right. So the idea is a lot of the time you get people called full stack developers, and a full stack developer will usually write in Node because then they can use the same language that they use on the server side as they do on the client side, thus being a full stack developer.
Nice.
Yes.
What I remember about Java is that I hate it. So
Java.
Please continue.
Java is a different language.
Wait, what?
So JavaScript
Why does
is
it have
a
the same name?
scripting language because programmers hate you.
Well, you didn't have to tell me that. I already knew it.
They don't like to keep things consistent or logical. And yes, those are different. Java and JavaScript are different things. Tech.
Someone must have gone, yes, I like this name. I'm just gonna take it.
Oh, were you suggesting that the tech industry is just a big advertising campaign for people to buy and purchase things off people who sell tech? That would be crazy.
That was not what I was implying, but sure.
Yeah, that is exactly what tech is. It's basically just people saying like, "Oh, tech is wonderful. You should buy this tech that I sell."
Inca has the same memories as I do. Universally.
Yeah, I remember Java. This is JavaScript. This is totally different, but also, if you know Java, then you'll look at it and be like, "Oh, I kind of understand that." And then also, I kind of don't understand that. Like, why would you do that?
It's like when you're trying to learn Spanish when you know Portuguese. You're like, yes, this is kind of like it, but also not. So now I'm more confused than ever.
Good. Right. Ramses says, I'm a nerd. Good. He's a nerd.
We're all nerds here.
Everybody's nerds here, yes. Cool.
Joe, did you just find that out? I have bad news for you.
It's a surprise. It's a surprise to all of us. Cool. So this next one does something with the client. It seems to be... It says message and then on message handler. So presumably... Let's read what this comment says, because I don't think I wrote this. Register our event handlers defined below. Cool. So there are handlers, which I think are related to... okay. So... This is saying that every time the client receives a message, run the function on message handler, which is this function here. And then on connection handler, when we're connected, then we run on connected handler. That makes sense. Let's see what on connected handler... Actually, let's start with on message handler because that one runs first. So every time a message gets received by the client, we run this on message handler. So what on message handler does is it takes target, context, message, and itself, which is a thing that programming does all the time, where it basically says like, I'm an object, refer to myself. What I give myself to things and like move myself around and stuff like that. Oh, cool. Inca, when I'm in my element, I'm better with Python. I understand it a bit better. This is very much the blind leading more people, because that's what we decided to do. Anyway, so target, context, message, and stuff. All right, we'll try and figure out what those variables actually do. I'm guessing that those are things that the client understands, basically. But anyway, so the first thing that we do is we get the message back from the that we receive via Twitch, and we remove all of its white space, which makes sense because we're looking for commands really. And the first time we take the message and then we see if there's any commands in there. So if the command is equal to dice. Note we don't have, so it has to be a specific thing that you say. It's not just like if the word dice is in there. It has to like actually equal this thing dice. If the command is dice, then we run our roll dice command. Now roll dice is defined further below, I think. So we'll jump to there. I realise that I'm jumping around a lot in the code, and that's because that's what code kind of does. Is it like you say like do this thing and then you say what the thing is like down below. So although ideally we would just go through line by line, that's not what code wants to do. Code wants to like hop around the place. So here's our roll dice function. So we set the number of sides that our dice has, which is 6, and then we run a bunch of maths functions. So floor, I think that means that it will just round it to an integer. Not 100%. Don't know why I'm looking at you. Don't know if you know. I can look it up. I don't know why I need to guess. Let's be sensible and look this up. Because that's one of the other things that I think people don't really realize with programming is that you can just look stuff up all the time. You don't have to know.
Not just programming, but IT in general.
Ooh,
I put
first time chat.
I
Rounds down. Thank you. I Jezvarted. Ooh. We have someone who knows things. Do you know things about JavaScript? Could you help?
Look, we're helping each other.
We're helping each other, yeah.
Did you see that Inca was talking about Python?
I did, yes. What were they actually saying? I need to fuck around with Python because apparently my day job is moving to that one day. Read probably not for 5 to 10 years. With the rest of the world moved on to something else. That makes sense. Python's really useful, but it's useful for like a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I've used it a lot, like as a sysad, just for like moving files around and talking to operating systems and just doing general stuff that you would do as a systems administrator. But you can use it for building web applications. You can use it for it's used a lot in data science. So like running big AI models. A lot of the code is written in C, but you use Python to kind of like string it all together and
Correct
do
me if
stuff.
I'm wrong, but this code is in Python, isn't it?
Huh?
This code is written in Python, isn't it?
I have no idea. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is.
Cool. Another first-time person, Delicious Pirate God. Yes, that is Node.js. Yes, we're editing my bot today, and it's written in Node.js. I don't know Node.js very well, so if you do know Node.js, please join and help me, and that can be what we do today.
Inca has asked if he rounds down, does that mean never get 6? And I just Varted has confirmed that no, you'll never make it to 6. Thank you,
Sweet. So we got a bug.
We have people who know what they're talking
Sweet.
about.
So let's fix that
to
then.
help Martin.
Oh, I did add a 1 though.
Yeah, there we go. Hence the 1 in the formula.
So I
You predicted this.
Apparently I've
you
already.
knew this.
Apparently my janky code has already been. Actually, no, I don't even think I wrote the roll dice thing. I think that was one that was added in the bot when I first got it. I don't think past Martin was on it, Gem. If anything works, then I think it's completely by accident.
Oh,
Might go back in one piece.
hey,
yeah.
as long as it works.
As long as it works, yeah, exactly. Cool. So that's what our roll dice function does. So then let's hop back into the code and go back to where we were, so that we understand what it's doing. This is basically just going through each of the different commands that the bot can run, and just I've separated most things out into a separate function so it can just sort of keep the code a bit neater. So the nerd one, I think I just have yeah. So the other thing that it does is it logs stuff to the console, which is the thing that you actually see up here. So the console log of my bot goes into a file, and I look at that file and then shove it onto the screen. So that's what you're seeing up here is the console log of my bot, because I didn't want to bother writing anything else to do it. I wanted everything in one place. So yeah, that's where the console log goes. So if I want something to appear on screen, then that's where that goes. So the call nerd function, let's go look at that. Scroll it down. That's the crimes list, that's a different one. So call nerd. So it uses it has a random choice of the your bit, because I like things to be random. So you can either be your, which is obviously wrong, you are, your, which is the only correct one, you are is also correct, you are with just a U, or thou art, if I'm feeling more kind of Shakespearean. And then we only have the word nerd, which disappoints me. So I'm going to add another random choice for the word nerd, because I think we need to be more random. So I'm just going to do it the same way that it's done. So for nerd, and then we're going to do another random choice. I can type. You know what? The one mistake that any programmer has is thinking that they can type. So I'm just gonna. What a programmer can actually do is copy and paste.
I do that all the time. I had a coworker complain to me.
Except I seem to not be able to do that either.
I had a coworker complain because she was like, "No, you need to type down instead of copying the commands because you need to remember what they say." And I'm just like, absolutely not. I just copy and I just paste everything. Why would you want me to type things down?
That didn't seem to copy everything. Alright, I'll just copy.
You've been learning to copy and paste, yes. Yeah. I copy everything from my reference documents all the time. Thanks, Inca. Yeah. Thanks for validating me.
So we've got nerd.
Seriously though, I even learned a way where I can copy the command line, and when I pass it to the server command line, it just enters it for me. I don't even have to press enter.
Yeah.
The least things I can do, the better.
That's the main thing. Yeah. The one thing that people are bad at is the one thing that people are good at is oh, bye Joe, have a good time, whatever you're doing. The one thing that people are good at is making mistakes. So
true, exactly.
If you the more chances you give a person to make a mistake, the higher the chance that they're going to make that mistake. So you're better off removing those chances and getting a computer to do it, because a computer does what they're told until the computer breaks, and then you fix the computer and then it does what it's told again. And most of the time when a computer breaks, it's usually because a person was doing something. Like most of the time, like Facebook deleting itself off the internet.
Oh my god.
That wasn't a computer that did that. That was a person that did that. And then a series of computers followed were there to just do what they were told, including lock people out of the data center in order to make the change, in order to fix it. I love that story.
I was so sad when it came back.
I know, right? Because it wasn't a case of them. This is another divergent, because I really like the story about Facebook deleting itself off the internet, because
that was so good though. I love that story.
They didn't just. It wasn't like they deleted their website. It was like they deleted alright, so the internet sort of works like a bunch of signposts to places. So if you want to know where a website is, you go to a domain name server to say where does this server live, and then you go back to someone else, and then the domain name server says, oh, they live here. Facebook deleted their domain name server. So you went like, where's Facebook? And nothing answered. It was like deleting themselves off the map. Like it was like
getting a United States map and where's Facebook?
Yeah.
And just go chicky.
It's just like, and everyone just went, never heard of him.
Don't know. There anymore.
What
I guess
is this?
Doesn't exist.
What is this Facebook? We have you can check on an archive, and like the archive would say like, oh yes, there was once a website called Facebook, but it's not here anymore.
It's like leaving the house there, but getting rid of the road.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
Which is incredible. I watched a bunch of videos about it afterwards because I was amazed. Anyway,
Delicious Pirate God writes macros for stuff that you have to repeat, copy, etc. again and again. See?
Yes.
Look.
I need Windows
validation.
Windows macros is a dark art to me. I need to find someone who can teach me their ways, because I've never been that good with. Well, just haven't done them. Just haven't bothered with them, because I always try and do Linux things, and Windows things scare me, because you tend to just speak to people and they're like, oh yeah, just click on this menu and then this menu and then this menu and then this sub item, and then I'll open another thing and then you click that, and I'm like, and that's what you do every time. And they're like, yes, I learnt that on a course that cost me on my business like £200 at least. It's more like 400 quid actually. But anyway.
Jesus Christ, that's even worse.
Yeah, so you know.
You keep looking at me. I'm just gonna sit here.
Okay. Is that bad?
You should be looking at the camera, my dude.
Okay, but I'm looking at the code that is now about that is still just.
That is under the camera.
There. That's true. What other ways can we spell nerd? I might just write wanker.
Nerd.
I might just write wanker as one of them.
Wanker is a nerd?
That's true, but it's...
That's rude.
It's surprising, isn't it?
I don't think that's what you want.
Alright, fine, we'll get rid of that.
Windows scares me as my husband made the whole house Linux based.
Did they? Good choice. Alright. I've got a feeling with Node that I should be ending these lines, but I also have a feeling that it kind of doesn't care. So I will put an exclamation. So what I'm doing here is adding a variable to this string, which I think in Node is kind of a special string because I've done it with these little side dashes instead of these normal looking
that's an acute
quotes.
accent.
Yes. Which I think in Node means that it basically reads variables into strings. It's what's already here, so I'm just going to assume that that's right. And I'm going to say, so I'm using an editor called Vim, which is kind of like a text adventure game, and rather than just being able to go like left and right like normal rubbish editors, I can also go up, down, and left and right, and there's also a bunch of automative scripting that you can do within this. It's basically a very complicated version of Notepad that I enjoy using, and I still go into things like Notepad and then try and press like up, down, left, right, and it just doesn't work, and I'm like, why would you not allow me to do this?
Sometimes I try to select all Notepad, it doesn't let me, and I'm just get so frustrated with it.
I knew that if I started talking about Vim, one of the tech people to come here would say they like Sublime, and I'm glad that one of you has come out.
On the topic of Facebook, though,
add Newt to the nerd. That's a good idea.
This kind of like what happened with the Give Send Go thing last week. They just put a sign up saying, "Oh, go down this site street," and everyone's computers were like, "Seems legit." I don't know what happened last week. Actually, Give Send Go. What happened last week?
What did happen last week?
I don't know. Inca saying something happened. And Delicious Pirate God said that they delete their A records or something. I did that with my site once. Deleted it off Cloudflare. Kept wondering why nothing would work.
Lol. Cool. So I'm just gonna stop the bot service briefly, which shouldn't stop anything because
Jam wants you add Newt to nerd.
I did add Newt to nerd.
There we go. It's down.
Systemctl stop goes in front. There's systems administrator things in me that tell me that service needs to go first, but that's not true. So this is stop, and then I want it's the bot service. So just stop. Oh, I need to be sudo. I need to be a higher level of user in order to do that.
You need to be sudo.
Yes.
Super user. Log in.
And then start. And now, if someone would like to test the nerd function to see if that has now worked.
I'm a nerd.
It doesn't seem to have. Which saddens me.
Aww.
So let's try that again. What I like.
Yeah, it's just the same thing.
Okay. So is it actually stopping?
Go
when
back.
I'm going stop.
Go back. Let's see what happened. Go back to the code.
It won't be the actual code. Oh, Delicious Pirate God, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome. This is cool. All right, I'm glad someone actually subscribed to this.
See?
Usually just play dumb video games.
They watched for a bit. They liked it. They subscribed. That's how you do Twitch.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
I see. I understand.
And then we play with the balls.
And then we play with the balls. Yeah. So yes, that has stopped on there. So is it because I know why it's not working? Because my service is pointing at the old old service file. So I need to update the service file to point at the new location. So let's just do that. So the service file is in, if I remember rightly, /etc/system. This is where my memory doesn't find itself very well.
Delicious Parrot God says that they never see people coding on Twitch, which is pretty refreshing. So maybe you should do more of this.
This is what I was thinking.
Yeah, there we go.
Because it's something that a lot of people do, and I actually think it's really interesting.
I mean, it is really interesting, and it's not just interesting, but also useful.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing that a lot of coders don't like to show is that they don't know what they're doing. Which I don't always know what I'm doing. I sort of know roughly where I need to go. So like there, I thought, oh, it's in sysctl. It's not in there. It's in this other place. And also, I'm just working on a system that it is genuinely not that important. Like, if my bot goes down, in the grand scheme of things, not much is going to happen.
What software is that you're using to code this on?
This is just the command line. This is just.
You have like a CMG on inside your Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, that's just what I mean. Like everything. So yeah. So currently, I'm connected to my Raspberry Pi, which is sat over there via wireless. And
interesting. I'm
currently just trying to find which system file is configured to the service, so that controls the bot, so that when I say stop service, it knows to update with the code that I'm writing now, if that makes sense.
Lisa typed nerd in Mike's chat. That's funny.
Good. Cool. So this is the bot service. So what it's currently looking at the minute is where the old bot was, which was in a place called TwitchBot.
There we go. Found it.
So what I need to do is update it to the new location. Which
did you memorize the folder path? Go back.
No, I did not.
Go back.
No, I did not. Why would I do that? So the way you can do that is just by going present working directory, which is pwd. And then, oh god.
You can do this, I believe in you.
You believe in me, okay. And then we do that, and then I think a right click will copy it. Nope, don't do that, scaling it. See, this is why I try not to click things.
What?
Because, no, that mouse isn't connected to anything.
I know, why aren't you streaming from my computer directly? That would have made things so much easier.
I've never liked to make things easier. Why do you think I would have done that today?
Hey.
And then I didn't go into I didn't go into a relative path, so now I have to go back into where I was, which was in systemd, system, and
why is it systemd and then system again? That's funny.
Because that's what the Linux people said. Don't question open source software. Stop asking questions about open source software. That's the main thing that you learn about open source software.
It's systemd and then system.
Systemd, yeah. Yeah. Composure. So, we're going to learn about the bot service, and the place in the file system was, if I right click on this should put it in, and it does not, because this thing hates me.
Composure. I'm sorry.
That's alright.
I'm breaking you down, aren't I?
Don't worry, it's fine. Okay, so that's not working out. Give it a sec. I'm just going to scroll up because I have no shame.
Why would you be ashamed to scroll up?
Because that's like losing. Scroll.
Says losers.
Scroll. Vim. But there we go. And then that should have. Oh wait, no, I didn't put the visual
Home
first.
Pi documents TwitchBot.
Why does it not want to paste? This is hurting me. Okay, I'll type.
You need to edit it, don't you?
I don't want to type.
You're not editing the file. You're just viewing it, aren't you?
No. It's not wanting to paste.
I can't see it's not 1-inch paste. Type something.
I'll type it. Alright, so I'll just type it in this line and then do it. Alright, so it's home.
So it just doesn't want to paste it.
Just doesn't want to paste. No.
Wow.
So it's in toast, documents. Then it's in Techy McTechface, I think. Something really sensible like that.
Apparently, if you're using Vim, you need to suffer.
Yes, that's alright, fine. Yeah, it would have worked in Sublime, wouldn't it? It genuinely would. Sublime is a much easier user interface. And then we want the working directory to be Techy McTechface. Face, and then I don't think it had a slash before. And then what I'm also going to do is copy my bot service file into. I'm just going to put it in the Pi home directory for now because then I'll figure out where it needs to be afterwards. Yeah, and then I can go out of here and then copy sudo copy because I did it as a root user because I'm a noob. Sudo cp tilde, which takes me to the home directory, and then it should just be bot.service, and then copy that. Did that work? Missing file operand.
You could always SSH into the PI and into the Pi and just use it with Sublime if you want. That is, if you like Vi, that's nice.
No.
Yeah, there we go. That's your answer.
I know I could, but I don't want to. When it works, which is a great way of me like asterixing like that. I just really like Vim. I like all the automation that you can do with it. But yeah.
No, it's really funny. I see all these words of stuff that I do at work, and I have no idea what they mean.
Well, sudo.
Like SSH. I know what sudo is.
Okay, yeah.
I know. I've seen SSH, and I know that that's like the login for the servers. I'm not sure what that means though. I just know it's there. So
SSH is a way of connecting securely over a remote network. So so SSH is using key pairs, which is the same security mechanism that's used in like HTTPS when you see a little padlock on web browsers. Effectively uses the same encryption methodology to encrypt the connection between one location and another location.
Oh, SSH is a secure shell protocol.
Yes.
Amazing. I didn't know that that's what it meant.
Thank you, delicious pirate god. It's good to have people who know what they're talking about, isn't it?
I know. Thanks you so much for helping us. You know, I've this shows you, kids. I've been working with IT for 10 years, and I still don't know the basics. I just do what I'm told.
I mean, yeah, that is a way of people doing
That's
tech.
a way of doing it. That's why I'm not super far in my career, I guess.
That's not fair.
I mean, it kind of is.
Okay, so what I've done is added the so I have a copy of the of the bot service file locally. Obviously, that's not the one that gets read by the system because it's in the wrong place, but I just keep a local copy so that I know what it says. I am adding it to the repository, but it will only work if you copy it into that etc/service directory. I should probably be documenting this stuff better because at the minute the repository doesn't have that good a documentation. But
why do you need to have documentation?
So that people understand how the code works. Otherwise.
But that's your thing. You're not putting
I am. It's going to be on. I'm shoving it on GitHub.
Oh, you should be putting documentation. So
there should be documentation.
I just Varta says the documentation's for wimps. So.
I'm really glad that someone else said that because yeah.
Look. It's good practice, okay?
It is good practice, alright. So, I'm gonna add...
Because one day you're gonna come back to this, you're gonna look at it, and you're gonna be like, I don't know what the fuck I've done here, and I hate myself for not making notes!
Yes, real men read the binary code. Yeah, exactly.
Real men!
Jeez, if you want real men who read the binary code, there is a YouTuber called Ben Eater, and he goes through coding a 6502 processor, and at one point he doesn't write the binary code, but he writes the hex code.
Oh my god!
And explains what each of the hex code things are. So if you want to see like a content creator that actually like effectively is reading the binary, then that such a man exists.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, Ben Eater's really good. Like he's made like an 8-bit he's made an 8-bit computer on a breadboard basically, and he goes through like programming it from start to finish. That's one day I will get one, and I will feel like a true IT person if I can be like, I programmed that. But today is not that day. Today we're doing a Twitch bot, which
on
is
a Raspberry Pi.
So many levels. Free doesn't understand words I'm saying. It's cool. He takes. All right. What's a breadboard? So like a it's hard to describe. It's basically a board with a bunch of copper wires in a grid, and then it's used for prototyping. So you can just shove components in, wire them together, and then you have a thing. A board with holes in it, yeah. That is a much better explanation, actually. Yeah, it's just a board with a load of holes in it, and you shove stuff in the holes, and then stuff happens. Like that's what computers are. That's what computers are. Yeah. In the heart of it, they're just a thing with holes in it that stuff happens to electronically.
Okay, so Pre has seen it.
There we go. Sweet. They understand. All right. Amazing. That's what this is. Please, everyone, ask questions, because I love answering questions about computers because they're nonsense.
Pre is a board with holes.
Yes, exactly.
Aren't we all bored with holes?
We're all just bored with holes.
And we can just make more holes if you want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you stick more things in them.
And just stick more.
Precisely.
So many more things.
What were we talking about? Bot service. So, in theory... I need to be.
No FR4 circuit bases, no nothing, just some copper and holes. Yeah, exactly. This is just Pirate God. You got the feeling. You got the spirit. That's it.
Gem's adding another ball to my face. Thank you.
There we go.
Do you want to add this one? There you go.
Well, we already have a blue one.
Oh, do we?
Need a different color.
I actually don't remember and can't see what.
No, that's purple. You already have the purple. Let's add a different.
Alright, you
color.
grab a ball. Then.
Yeah, I'll grab all the balls. Alright.
There we go. Ball Foley. Okay.
ASMR ball.
ASMR ball. So in theory, when we stop this bot now, runs this to see Damon reload to reload units. All right. Do what the machine tells you to do. Actually, I'm just going to type it because I don't trust doing copy and paste anymore. Damon reload. I need to be the root user, don't I? Actually, no, I should do the clever thing. Is it that? It's sudo... Yeah, there we go. So, bang, doing exclamation says, do the last thing I just did. And sudo says, do it as a root user. So, whenever you get errors about not being a root user, which is what sudo is doing, you can just go sudo bang bang, and then it does the thing. Bang bang is what I saw it being called in a tutorial once. I
love it.
Yeah. So yes. That's what it is. So we reloaded the daemon. So it has the bot stopped.
Yes, Delicious Pirate God and
yes, it looks like it stopped.
I just varted. If you're wondering about the balls are just.
Oh, the face balls. Oh, that is a reward that I've added to my stream because
and balls in general are just the vibe that we're going for on the stream, so don't question it. Just accept the balls.
That is why you pay for things with balls.
Yes, exactly. Just appreciate them.
It's a very highbrow channel. You can clearly see that
we're very serious people here, and we are
it's the
much serious business.
Much serious business is done here. Now, in theory, when we type nerd, there we go.
Yeah.
See, we have.
Hey, Delicious Pirate God is also queer. Welcome to the
excellent.
Cookies.
Even better. Yes. Good. So we have updated. We have done our first update to the thing, and it has occurred live in front of everybody.
We got there in the end. Yeah. Let's do it again, but slowly.
Did everyone follow at home? Because there'll be a test at the end.
Don't do this to us.
Git commit hype. That's a good point. We haven't committed our code anywhere, so it doesn't exist. So we will do that next.
It's working. Look.
It's working on my machine, which is the thing that the developers say because they don't want to be involved in any real problems like the production environment. I have this thing, I don't know. I might offend people with what I say, depending on what level of what you call yourselves in your day job. But I hope you take everything that I say. I hope you take everything that I say with like, no, take it as be offended. Like that's what.
Yes, be angry at
That's what I'm trying to say.
Cue machine crash now. Oh no, that would be so funny.
That is yes, exactly. That's a good point. So we should.
I'm just gonna find a Raspberry Pi right now for no reason whatsoever and see where it's plugged in.
I hate you.
I would never.
Alright, so let's add this also. Am I doing a bad thing? No, this isn't too bad. So git add bot.js. So what we've done is add the files that we've modified to a log within Git that says like I would like to add these updated files to the repository and save over the top of them. Git doesn't just save the files that you're working on, it saves like a history so that you can go back and be like, so who fucked up, guys? Like, whose fault is it that 20 billion users right now are saying that their icons aren't loading properly? And you can be like, Dave did it. Fucking Dave wrote that bit of code. Can people hear us? I hope people can hear us. I'm just not seeing. Yeah, no, I'm seeing a thing. So Perry here, very kindly, while I was talking about Dave fucking up, decided that now is a good time to move the mic, and then promptly removed the USB cable from the back of the mic. Which is why you shouldn't touch production environments. Don't commit to main, guys. Everyone learned a valuable lesson about touching production systems during live demonstrations, haven't we?
I'm sorry.
Cool. Totes pro streamers, yes. We have many professionals in there. So as I was saying, so we've added our changes to the Git repository, and we're gonna look at what files that we're gonna update, which is bot.js and bot.service. What's the command to show the changes? I know this. Git diff.
Git pull.
No, it's not
Git pull
diff.
diff.
Oh wait, no. I can't.
It's not Git pull.
No, Git pull pulls them down, pulls the latest changes down.
Shit, I have that on my computer at work.
I know.
It is Git diff.
I thought it was.
But you have to do some stuff with it.
Is it that's why? Let's read something that I should be reading. So when you're on a Linux system, you can actually look up the instruction manual of. If it's an older piece of software, you can usually find the instruction manual for the piece of software by typing in man, which I've always wondered whether that's because it was written by men, that you type in man and then ask the man how the thing works.
The man.
But it could also mean manual, but then that word might also be
it's a funny coincidence.
It's a funny coincidence how this word just keeps popping up, doesn't it? So I'm trying to find out how to show the difference of the files that I've updated. Show changes between commits and the working tree. So if I'd have typed that in before, what I should have done is type that in before I did the adds, because currently the latest commit that I've done is up to date with the files that are in that are in place. So there's no difference, which is why we're not seeing anything. So what I can do to show the diff is just push this.
Your master is already upmerged.
Exactly. So what I can do is.
See, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there we go. See, technology. So
I see people bonding. That's
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. For anyone who's not an IT person, this is what we're like. This is what we talk about. We say words and we do things.
Let's be honest. Most of us just talk through Stack
most of us just go through Stack Exchange and make passive aggressive comments at each other in Git and be like, "Oh, you didn't do this properly." I'm not doing any kind of branching or stuff that you should do in software development because I don't want to, and I'm the only person who intends to write anything on this bot. So I'm just going to push straight into the main branch on my software because I'm just using this as a backup. So we'll push that. I didn't do something. I didn't do a commit, I think. Yes, that's what I need to do. So
this is the blended.
Yeah. Oh, I'm he him. Thanks for asking, delicious pirate go. I'm he him.
And I'm she her.
Perry is she her. Thanks for asking. And
yes, I'm eating a pear.
Yes. What a pair.
What a pair.
Oh!
Oh my god.
And delicious pirate god, is she there?
Oh, amazing. Nice to see.
Nice to see you.
Another non-male person.
Yes.
Working with IT.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, there need to be more of them. Because they're terrible when they genuinely. They become weird. Like when you sorry, another divergent, but like you get these like senior men teams and they just don't want to change. Like it's strange. Like when the more when you kind of like move around in tech into different departments, you see these like common reoccurring patterns of teams of senior men who've ended up working in some field, and they just don't want anything to change. They just say like nothing needs to change. Leave everything the same. And it's like technology is a constantly moving target of stuff that you need to like stay up to date with, and they just oppose it constantly and just refuse to believe that anything that you want to do is worthy of being done. I know,
don't
Jem.
Be a user, is my feeling, right? Users are the ones who are opposed to learning and moving and getting new things. So don't be a user.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a problem that needs to be called out more.
Yeah,
it is the nature of humans, but people specifically choose to work in technology. They should.
And then they're like, oh no, I can't believe things are changing.
They should accept that change will happen, so even if it's painful. They need to accept. They need to be able to accept that it's going to happen. Which I kind of want to add to the commit message. Like, Martin, things need to change. You need to accept that. So what did we add? We just added
a message from past you.
A message from past me. So we're going to say we added nerd randomness, which isn't a great commit message. And updated service file to new repository.
Yep.
Push. Cool. That has changed our copy locally. So what we now need to do is what I tried to do a second ago, which is push to my origin, which is out in GitHub on the internets. And I will, which you push that, and then it says a bunch of stuff. Enumerating objects 7. So there were the 7. So 2 files changed and 5 insertions. I'm guessing that adds to 7. So I'm guessing that's what it means by that. Then it counts all of those things. Then delta compression using up to 4 threads. Okay, cool. Then Git does some magic, and with compressing, then it writes it up to the server. Then total 4 delta 3 reuse the. Then it says some things.
Hey Lisa, we already. Yeah, that looks exactly what I do every day at work.
Yeah, and and then we've shoved that back up onto the internet.
No worries, Lisa. Thanks for
So let me just find out where I've got it by doing git remote -v. Yeah, Okay.
There we go.
Except it's an SSH link. It's not super useful. But I do a lookup for git clone. Yeah, there we go. So what I did there was a reverse lookup of commands that I've already done, so that I can just go into my history on the command line and say, oh, I ran this command a while ago and wanted to get a piece of information, which was the URL for the repository, which is where, in theory, copying and pasting is not working. I don't know. It hates me. So I'm just going to type it, which isn't actually on stream right now, so people won't actually see any typos. It's great. Techy
McTechface. No, missing much.
You're missing much. GitHub.com. What am I missing?
You deleted a bunch of Techy McTechface.
Cool. That should take you to it. Right. So now we're ready to get back into the code and do some other stuff.
Nice.
Which I haven't thought we'd get this far. Surprised by how far we got, which is not that far.
Since you put the bot service in Git, shouldn't user equal or something?
Didn't I put user into? Yes, I should.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to.
Why?
Because I'm a terrible human. I could make it more general so that more people could.
Good.
But I don't know if I can.
Well, that's what we're here for. Teaching and learning. Do it. Teach the people. If this is supposed to make it accessible for more people, then that's a good endeavor to go through.
Stop saying nice words. So.
Never.
Currently, if you look in here, if you install this on a generic Raspberry Pi, you will be able to install that into the default user space. Part of me is wondering if, because to shove this.
Come on. Use the brain juice. Sorry,
okay, fine.
That's not the word.
Alright, I will write a shell script for installing locally. And I will make the bot service more.
Look, Delicious Pirate God also has a problem you have. We're all learning together. This is a communal experience.
Okay, so.
And I just oh my god, just varted. Sorry, comes from them.
It comes from the. I am going to write a shell script. So it needs to. So the things that we need are the current user. Wait, let me just check hang on. Let me just check what the. What's in it. So it does want the current user. I do, because it does need. I'm going to need to copy it as sudo, so it does need a root user. If I do sudo user, does that say pi or does that say root? Yeah, sudo. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I can do that. So if I do install. So I want my first variable to be my user, which I do by executing that command that I just ran, which was sudo. Actually, I don't even need to do sudo. I can just do echo user.
You're not a hypocrite, Delicious Pirate God. This is just something that we all go through.
Oh, that should be this, and because I don't want to double up on variables, because that's practice, I current user. I also need to add a shebang.
A shebang? That
Again,
sounds very misogynistic.
It was all written by men. I'm just saying the name of the thing as I know it. It's not my fault.
That is an incredible name. In so many ways. Like, in so many... A shebang. Can we appreciate that? I'm in awe, shock, all at the same time.
I think I'm right. I think that's what it's called. I think you have to say it more like shebang, but like.
Oh, it's a shebang! Come on, Mart. You're not.
Anyway, what that says to the. What that tells the. Let me talk about Linux. Because that's what people are here for. What that tells to the current shell is what shell to use in order to execute the script that I'm about to run. So this is going to be in Bash. Born again shell. What that stands for. Born was...
Wait, what? So, no, Bash is born again shell?
Yeah. But it's not as in like born again. It's as in the person who made... either the original shell or the person who wrote Born Again shell, because it's their own name, Born, B-O, like Born Identity. B-O-U-R-N-E.
Oh my god.
Everything in Linux is a joke, like literally. Because, yeah.
For Bash, you have to echo here. Shouldn't the current user just already be in the environment variable? Don't stop, Delicious Pirate Guy, you're helping a bunch. Thinks I just varted. Born, yes.
Maybe?
I thought it was like born as in like birthed. So I was like, oh, because the show is being born again. No, it's just That's that's so funny.
So yes, what we can do then if we just take the file. Yeah, if we take the file of bot service, we can, where it says, and this is where Vim finally becomes useful. We can take every time that it says pi and swap that to user, and then we'll say G for global and C for C for check.
Would it change the folder name? Because you can see it's highlighting that folder.
Yes, it will.
Is that bad?
That is fine. It is making the assumption that users home direct is making It's making several assumptions.
Okay.
One, that you've got Node installed, which it isn't.
You should.
Which it isn't checking for.
Right.
Two, that you use. Actually, I think there's probably a variable for saying your home directory as well, so we could change that as well to be more. But for
I guess it is a good assumption that your home directory is going to be.
It's lazy.
It usually is.
Let me just check in my environment variables.
Right.
For which one is env?
Go.
Do that. Grab the word home. Okay, yeah. Home. It's right. So yeah. Now let's get rid of this. I wanted to swap it. No, wrong. DB back. So there, I want that to be home. Actually, I will swap. It's better.
Gem click.
Good.
Hey again, Artistic Mishap. Sorry.
Artistic Mishap. We're writing code using Vim as well.
We are adding to one of the chat bots because and also now we're making it better because we are IT people and we don't think about those things.
Yes, that should swap. So what this says to Vim is on multiple lines, swap, and then we start declaring the thing that we want to swap. /home/pi to $home.
Okay.
Do that globally throughout the file and check it with me each time to make sure that it's doing it in the right place.
Okay.
So that's the first one. We want to do it there. And that's the second one. We also want to do it there. And that's fine. I'm also going to add a variable here called a repo.
Repository.
Yes. So we're gonna all of these things.
Oh my god! Look at Anna writing binary.
Yay!
What?
Anna speaks binary. I don't know what that
It probably says nerd.
Probably.
I bet it says
nerd. It might say nerd. It's only 4. It's probably only 4 ASCII characters.
Yeah, that's what I.
You think it's gonna say nerd? We should add that to the bot.
That would actually be very funny.
But not right now. Because I think we're basically.
I was right. It says nerd.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool. So let's see if that works.
Sorry.
If we do just a cat, I think that will just say the file as it is. We do that. Does that do it? How do I get the variables? So I think if we do huh? Well, that's like oh, you made me physically move.
Yes.
Not just in digital.
So much better. Thank you.
Let's see.
I was going to move the microphone, but I got scared for a second.
Just leave it where it is.
Oh, Anna redeemed 2 out of Facebook.
Oh, I see.
Yay!
Anna's
the only one missing is the yellow one. No, that's a lie. We didn't do the green one yet.
No, we're not.
Green or yellow?
I think because it's Anna, they all want yellow.
Any place you want me to put
Anywhere
it on?
you want it put on?
That should be on the face. Give me color. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I know.
Nose.
Oh no, I'm not.
Not the nose. That sounds painful. I'll put it on the mustache. How's that?
Oh, yeah.
Beep.
There we go. That's. You know what? I thought it would annoy me, but it doesn't. I can barely feel it. So,
ASMR.
I am gonna cheat and look up bash easy ways of resolving variables in files.
While you're doing that, Anna,
Yes.
just to explain to you, the balls have a little clip on them. I don't. But it's think of a nipple clamp, and then think of something that's not suitable to be used as that's what these things are. Yeah. They can only be attached to beards, so it has to be, it can be face, so, like sideburns, bottom of the beard, mustache, but not nose. Hey, Transvolcanic J! Welcome!
Transvolcanic J, welcome.
This
is my first time you came in. This is somehow exactly what I expected. You know what? I'm glad. I'm really glad that this is exactly what you expected. You expected to come in here and see a man with balls all over his face staring at a blank terminal while he looks up how to resolve variables in a bash terminal. I'm glad that is
nipple clamps.
I'm glad that's what you expected. Oh, the nipple clamps.
Nipple clamps. Did you know?
I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy staring at code. Okay.
Please.
You carry on talking.
Yes, I'm entertaining the chat by talking about nipple clamps.
You carry on talking about those
Oh my
interesting
god, Anna
things.
got another baseball!
How many points does Anna have?
Probably none at the moment.
Alright, fine.
Get another ball, yes. Thank you, Transvolcanic J. I appreciate it. I'm glad I'm entertaining. Oh no, I lost the ball.
You dropped your ball.
I dropped the ball. Where do you want the ball on?
Do you just echo? Yes, I know I want to that's for one variable. I have a file of variables. I'm trying to do it in a way that I don't have to like echo every single line because that would make me sad.
Look, if you want ear, I'm gonna do the sideburn. I'm just gonna do the closest thing. I've already dropped the ball, Gem. I turned off the microphone.
Okay, so see, this is why I kind of hate Linux sometimes, is that it's written about this thing called like Bash does not have very many elegant ways when it comes to like variable replacing. And
does it have to be elegant?
Tiny person in me gets very, very annoyed.
Leslie, say
do a loop for it.
I am flicking this.
I think doing a loop for it does seem to be what the internet seems to be saying, but I feel like it should be easier.
Did you copy it or did you right click?
My one weakness is copy pasting.
I think you didn't copy that though. Can't you use SED?
Can I use SCD? How? No, I don't want to use.
You don't want to, or can you not use?
Somewhere between the two.
All right.
God, I hate the fact
as a config file might work as is, might be resolved when being read.
Yeah, I tried that, and just doing a cat doesn't do it. But there's a thing. So the internet is saying service.
I heard STD. Oh, Anna. That's not it.
No, not SED.
Don't worry, you'll never get an STD if you keep doing IT like this.
Yeah. Okay.
You keep doing IT, period.
So, I'm
just calling out like T people versions. I'm so mean of me.
No, that's rude. Many
sorry.
of them are very sexy. I've met a lot of them. Echo line and eval echo line. Yeah.
This stream is multifaceted, at least. Do both. We can do.
There's multiple streams in this stream.
We can code and we can talk about nipple clams and.
Yeah.
That's tedious.
Eval echo. Yes. All right. So let's check. So this should be printing the lines of the file to the screen, and we'll see whether they resolve to what we expect them to.
Right. Fingers crossed.
Let's do that. So what it's doing is it's pasting the line unevaluated first, followed by the line evaluated second. It makes sense that we are seeing the home directory being resolved because that variable exists. We haven't defined the repo variable yet because I haven't defined it, so it's undefined. So that's why we've got an empty space there. And then we've got the user stuff. So this method seems to be one that will work.
Can you move the thing?
Can I move me into here? I like that it doesn't show on the screen while I'm moving a file around. That's the focus point. So it's the echoing the line that is actually doing the thing once. So if yes, this is one of my streams. So sometimes my arms are disappearing as well. See, yours. And then
you're here.
So it's the eval echo. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that should be one. And then if I define the repo here, because we're installing the same repository each time, which McTechface.
And Martin can put Martin can put me in his armpit if he wants to.
Yes.
I've been in worse places.
Cool. So that looks like we've got a file that looks correct, and now we just need to shove that file into a place where it's going to be useful. Is in the slash. What I recall at service folder. That is slash et
System
slash
D.
system D.
You gotta feel it when you type it out, Martin. Yeah. Otherwise, what's the fun?
And then the file name.
you need to make it worth its moment.
And then the file name is I'm totes professional. Is
so is the person who decided to do system D/system. They're totes profesh.
I was gonna use a variable, but okay. So,
no, don't stop me from using a variable, please.
Oh yeah, no. So then we'll use path the. So the path needs to be service folder. This folder. And so what we're doing here is installing the service. It does make the assumption that you are installing straight into the home directory, I think.
Right? Is that good or bad? I imagine it should be a good thing.
Actually, no. It assumes you install it in the documents folder, which is, again, not a great assumption.
Like assuming that people are straight. That's a terrible assumption.
Yes.
Linux was written by a dumb, horny 20-year-old. Exactly.
So what we should do is assume that we're in the present working directory of where you want it installed, because that's where you're going to be running the install script from. That's an okay assumption.
Still not good, because assumptions are bad, but
everything at some point.
We need to compromise.
At some point, you have to assume that things are a thing.
Can you just tell them instead of letting it assume? Is that an option?
I mean, I can echo this out to be like, this is what I assume.
Right? And why don't you? What's the difference?
Because it takes longer. The same reason that all software is fundamentally flawed is because it's written by software developers who themselves are flawed.
Bye, Lisa. We absolutely will not behave.
Bye, Lisa.
You will hear about what happened.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a pwd in order to get the repo name. That will work. So that will give present working directory what's a path.
Oh, you came from Mike's channel, which is very good. There we go. We're all
you came from Mike's chat. Oh, nice, sweet.
Yeah, Christine, that's actually cool, I think.
Oh my god, I love that about Vim.
Yeah.
All the giant colours makes it very like friendly to read. I don't know whether actually they probably use they probably build the software in some kind of guidance of making it accessible. I don't entirely know how accessible it is for the colours, because I know that there's a lot of people who have like red-green colour blindness.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the colours are different, already start somewhere. And it does help for sure. I agree.
Install.
It didn't like the command
didn't
cat.
like cat, but it worked before. Why doesn't it like the command cat? Have I missed it? This worked a second ago, so presumably. The other reason I like Vim is because you can edit multiple lines at the same time.
Oh, nice.
So that works. So
something about putting cat is not.
So it doesn't like that one. No, it does like that.
It does like it. Okay, so we're just gonna go one by one.
One by one until it doesn't work. Works. Correct way.
I mean, it's one way. It's working.
Yeah. So is it the last one that it doesn't? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't like path.
So it doesn't like path.
What did you do?
No, I could just. If I do echo. Like that.
Path already exists. Path is a default end variable.
Thank
if I'm not wrong.
Alright, let's get
Change
rid of
the name from path.
File path.
See. 1 sec. So much.
Amazing.
Ooh, it does not like that.
Yeah, see, it's nice. It's like you're about to make a terrible mistake, and then it's
you're
like, okay,
doing
now,
something wrong.
Now everything's fine. See,
nice.
See, it's user. This is people think that the command line is unintuitive, and it's like, no, it's not. It tells you what to do all the time. Cool.
Oh, look at that! Thank you so much, Delicious Party God. That was amazing.
So, we have a few things that we now need to change in bot.service file because we've made some assumptions that we need to get rid of. So
never
now,
assume, kid.
Yes. Forgotten what we did in install folder file.
Check.
So we've got the repo, which is assumed to be the present working directory. So that's going to be the path that we install.
PWG's present working directory? I thought it was password.
No.
These letters.
So that's telling us where we're currently installing it. The service folder is where we're going to install it to. We're not going to. File path is. File path to. Oh wait, no, that's what I'm going to give to where I'm going to install the service to. So the only thing that I need. In my bot.service file is the present working directory folder. Repo. In theory.
Password is pass.wg.
Thank you, Delicious.
It's just 8 couple letters, and yep, that's me. My job here is done.
That user just needs to be user, and then that should correct.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's saying that I'm in this repo currently, and I'm installing this service, and I'm going to run it as this user. Cool. So now we've got the file. So now let's put it into place by doing install. At the minute, we're evaluating each line at a time. what we want to do is to put that into a file that is the file path. So that. What that's going to do is add lines to that file path. So if that file already exists, we're going to be doubling up on the size of the file. So the first thing that we want to do is clear that file out. So I'm just going to echo nothing into the file. File path. Match work. And this, because we are doing it in space that is where the root user can only write to, we should be doing that sudo user. And we've already checked sudo does the evaluating of user stuff correctly. So let's make a small change to the file so that we can just check if it's writing or not. So a harmless bit of text. At least I hope it's harmless. We'll find out shortly. And then we'll just do bash install.
First echo needs sudo too.
First echo needs
sudo.
Yeah, you're right. Of course you're right. Thank you. Cool.
I'm so glad that the chat is helping.
You know what? I've done programming like this before with people that I work with. Oh yeah. I've done programming like this before with people I work with, and it's kind of like a preferred way of doing it because you just end up with multiple eyes on something, and just makes it easier.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, even if you know the answer, you sometimes just forget to add those things in, and having someone else like help you out is just makes things easier because it means that you're not going in circles as much. It's the reason why I prefer asking people questions instead of trying to go look for documentation. Because people
just know stuff.
Yeah, exactly. People just know stuff.
Cool. We're excited to find out what happens and what errors we get.
Yes.
And where we fucked up. Let's find out.
Let's see.
Boom.
Oh god.
Permission denied
everywhere.
So that could be because I haven't actually run sudo as the main program. Let's find out. Eval not found.
It didn't like that at all.
Sudo eval not found. Okay. So it doesn't like this. There. Because we're having to. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I wonder whether that has broken the service because the first thing I did was empty the file. So there's probably an empty file sat now.
System D! I'm gonna do that every fucking time. I will. I hope you're ready.
Yes!
Don't put any sudos in there, but put a sudo check at the start. Hey, that's an idea.
Don't put any sudos in there, but put... I'm not familiar with the term sudo.
Oh.
And so check whether the sudo package is installed on your system. Okay. I mean, it is installed. If Alright. I'm gonna copy something that someone on the internet has done.
Sure, it'll be fine.
Oh, it's something like that. Okay.
If it's not root, it will crypt the script. Good.
Sometimes you don't find what you want, which.
Okay. No, that's Google for you. It's not a matter of whether it's there or not. It's a matter of whether you can find it.
Google is becoming less useful to me as a sort of syssad tech person. I'm finding it still tends to pull up. it still tends to pull up stuff off Stack Overflow, but I'm finding it is putting a lot more like, you should buy this thing, rather than actual useful things. I don't know whether that's just as time goes on, more people are putting there.
You just have to rifle through the piles of shit, don't you?
Yeah, Delicious Paragraph agrees. So
yeah. I mean, this is something I've been saying for years. People think that just Googling stuff is easy, but it's like, it's knowing how to Google stuff. Like, if you use a keyword and it doesn't work out, how do you change that keyword to try and find what you want, you know? Yeah. Capitalism, exactly, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I am wondering if... How am I going to do? Because we don't actually need... What we could do... Alright, I got a better idea. What I'm going to do is shove this into a... Is there a command actually for just grabbing a temporary? You just create a temp directory. Alright, I'm just going to create a bot.service file as a temporary file and then copy that file. Should be one way of doing it. And then I won't have to wash. Well, it's currently there, so I can get rid of that line. So that is going in /tmp. Then I just need to do a sudo cp tmp file name, not file name, copy. Let's try that. Actually, before I do that, I will just use one of my other favorite commands, which is touch, which just makes things exist. Because yes, touch. Oink. Cool. So what we're doing here is creating a temporary file and then shoving all those lines that we've created into the temporary file, and then we're moving the temporary file into the system D system folder.
I'm sorry, I have that song in my head now.
So let's see how that works. No.
I'm out of touch.
Why is it hanging?
Because it's thinking real hard.
It shouldn't think that.
System D is what I call my... Exactly, Anna. Thank you. Thanks, Anna.
So let's see what happened. First of all,
Pokemon and Pancakes. Hey. Welcome. We are trying to do stuff. Yes.
So we've got our bot.service file, but it's totally empty, which isn't great.
No.
So I'm wondering if this eval thing is just not working, basically.
I think it's a fair assumption.
Let's get rid of the echo and let's do two things. So one, let's do echo eval echo line. Wait, is this gonna
break the whole thing?
No, it's gonna. I think this is gonna work.
I'm gonna kill your Raspberry Pi.
No, the Raspberry Pi will live.
It will live to see another day.
Yeah.
That amount of empty line scares me.
Does it? The vast nothingness.
Vast nothingness. Like, what happened there? Oh, that looks terrible.
Something bad happened.
Oh God. What's happening? What's...
I think it's this eval thing.
What is the eval thing?
Well, I thought it was evaluating the line. Have I got rid of... Oh, I know what I've done.
Oh, there we go. What'd you do?
I stuck this touch file in a place where it...
You're out of touch.
You're out of touch.
I'm out of touch.
Let's try that. I don't want to look at what damage I might have done with that previously.
my god.
So
Command not found.
install.
It
When's the
doesn't like that.
install command? Oh, is that because okay? Yeah, because it's reading. What's it doing? Install the permission to. Okay. This was why I think I need a better way of getting this. So this thing that I was doing seemed to print the screen really well, and it doesn't seem to want to copy particularly well. Can I? Okay, let's try. So if we have a temporary variable as modded line, and we equal that to this eval thing, and then we just echo that. It should just be a simple case of evaluating the contents of a file. It should be straightforward.
It never is it?
No.
No.
I will also just go
Got water in my
just
hand.
to make sure to not copy.
Why are the balls wet?
Why are the balls wet? Don't know.
I think it's because you answers.
Probably what it was.
The more I say it out loud, the worse it gets.
Definitely. Right. Different error. Installed SSH equals command not found. Should it just be echo eval? Do it.
I love how you just go for it.
Yeah.
You just like.
Otherwise, there's no like. There's at the end of the day, if it breaks, it's broke. I'll fix it later. Evaluate variables in a file.
Alright, chat, this is me and you time while Martin is doing his thing. He's researching. How's everyone doing tonight in this lovely, lovely Tuesday? Why does it say equal eval?
That's because I found it on the internet.
Oh god.
I found a piece of code that seemed to be doing the right thing that was on the internet, and we have had nothing but issues with it. So now I'm going to try and find some different code on the internet to find just a way of reading a file and then evaluating the variables in it and then shoving that in a different file. That's all it needs to do. And I feel like that should be straightforward in Shell as a language that is designed for shoving files around the place. Happy Tuesday, Transfolic J.
Hey, delicious pirate god and whatever programming. I know programming. If you have any suggestions to what could be wrong, throw in chat.
You just do echo. It's just base principle.
Yes, happy Tuesday day to everyone. Lots of Tuesdays.
So when we just do that, when we do eval, supposed to be. Do that, then
it worked.
So if we just do that, we look in our file. File's empty.
File's empty. Did you break it?
We evaluate stuff from text unless does it go to error? No. Redo. No. So, is that... Oh, how... You know when you think, like, I understand computers, and then you're just like...
I'm gonna be honest. We've been here so long, I forgot what...
So, this is why I didn't want to do an install script. Because I knew it would be a faff, and it would be nonsense stuff that wouldn't be tangible that you couldn't access from the command line. Because doing the right thing is a pain. But I didn't want to explain all of that because you wanted to do the right moral thing of making this code available to other people. And doing the right thing is horrible. Just so you know. That's always the way it is.
Programming, it really was invented by white men.
Yeah, totally.
Jesus.
I'm
sorry, I should have trusted you.
No, you should.
Yes, I should.
Okay. Let's think.
Unrelated potential extreme condition. What if the bot service has a line with a space in it? Wouldn't it crash the script since line isn't in quotes?
The line. So the bot is which line are we talking about? Sorry.
A folder note name say
echo evaluate echo line. I got a line else. Where else is line? So while read line says take the file and read each line into a variable called line. So if I change this to Dave, I think it should just say Dave is my default variable when I just want to do the same thing. Is it not
Bruno? Silencio, Bruno.
So yeah, that line is just a variable that takes each line of the file and turns it into a string.
How about they
path to my folder name, that's the bot service, right? Will that evaluate? Good. Let's just echo everything. Works.
Notice the spaces and
oh, you mean if there's a space?
If it's not in brackets, it won't like.
Yeah, we can try that. That's what you meant? I didn't put a space between them because we've already got like a trailing slash in the service folder. So will there be... I guess if someone does have a space in the file name, that will have issue. Do it with strings so that they should be safe to have spaces in. Sorry, I'm mostly talking nonsense code at the minute.
I didn't see any errors.
There were no errors, but it's not doing anything. It's still not actually like moving a file around.
Oh.
Because the thing that we need to get to... The thing that we need to get it to do is to just put text into a file. I wonder whether it didn't because it didn't do append. It just did add. Yes, that was what. So previously, when I was doing local tests, I did the wrong thing. At some point, I'll go back and rewatch this and be like, "That was where you did the wrong thing, Martin."
Hey, that's why it's called tests. They're testing
exactly. So if we now do /temp file name, and I do capitalization, and we do those. We might need to do those. That's fine.
If we don't, the system will surely tell us.
Then we do a bash install. Then we do cat system d/system
D.
Potentially for the last time that we'll get to hear Paris say that.
I'm sorry.
It hasn't updated. Has the temporary file updated at least? No.
Oh, come on. No, I'm sorry.
Maybe it doesn't like the harmless bit of text because it's a comment and it doesn't read it. No, I don't think that's going to be the case. But let's just add. Check what that does. cat/temp/bot. Ah, that did work.
That did work, yeah. That's a start.
Oh, so is this working then? So if I cat/et/ I guess that makes sense because if it's evaluating a comment, then that would evaluate to nothing. So that kind of makes sense. So this will at the minute this will strip comments from the service file, which I'm okay with. It's a known limitation, and the service file isn't very complicated, and the only comments I put in there were just now.
Okay. Yes.
It's good to know the limitations of your crappy software that you've spent writing on a Twitch stream. Yeah, so that worked. Cool. Alright, so the install script is finally working. Alright, so let's
It only took us 40 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's how long tech takes. People are like, why does tech take so long? It's like, because it's nonsense. Like, you spend most of the time just doing.
Oh, why wasn't this fixed 5 seconds ago?
Doing nonsense.
I said.
Right. Cool. So when we do bash install, that now installs our service. Cool. So let's also have our install script do a system stop and a system start. Okay. Let's also add some comments to our install script so it doesn't just do the silent thing.
Why have we just reconnected?
Have we been disappeared, chat, for some time, or is that just? It could just be the chat bot resetting.
Haven't heard from people in a while.
Although we haven't heard from people in a while, so we might have disappeared.
Hey, chat. Oh, we've been here.
We've been here the whole time. That's
all right. Cool.
Isn't that reassuring? All right, cool. All right, so let's. Oh, good.
Yes.
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 Okay, so let's say what we're doing. So, echo creating /tmp.
They're so confusedly watching. No one knows what's happening. I'm just here sitting. I'm just sitting here thinking of Imogen's waiting music.
Yeah.
You know.
Good. And we're also gonna. What is this music that you're singing at the minute?
It's the waiting music for Imogen on Stellar Pharma.
Ah, right, yeah. I didn't know that. Never listened to it.
Wow.
I actually have.
Someone clip this and send it to the Merediths.
No, they'll be sad. It'll hurt their feelings.
They're going to roast you. Is what's gonna happen.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Tim's a lot quicker and funnier than Echo.
Hey Tim, you heard it here first.
Yes. Echo creating system D file. I'm gonna say no, nothing. No, you good?
System D. You got an extra S in that system, my boy. System D.
All right, so we're creating the system
My
file.
neighbor's gonna fucking kill me.
Probably.
Yeah.
And installing. Echo that. Installing.
Lots of D's in this string. Exactly, Anna. You got
so many D's.
So many D's.
The file. And these all need to be strings because they do.
Jem is saying that there's these things called podcasts. You should.
They'll never catch on.
Look, when I told my mom that I was listening to the Magnus Archives and I was trying to explain to her what it was, she looked at me in disbelief and went like, "That's radio. You're listening to the radio?"
No, it's different.
In
radio.
2021. It was very funny.
Cool. I've decided that printing the file to
See, Anna's mom said the same thing. It's the Latino experience.
Radio dramas, yeah, that's what they are.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I am also going to do, if that last part is successful, I'm also going to do a restart of the service.
Oh.
See if that works.
No, my leg is going numb.
Do we have, and then we can just reuse our file name, service name. I think that'll work.
My mom also still listens to the radio, Anna.
Unified configuration file. Right, so we need to do a daemon reload as well. So let's string. So when you do this what that does is it relies on a successful output of the previous command that you've run. So when you string them together like this, in fact, I'm going to do it in a slightly nicer way. So that, is that right? I think actually. So this is, I'm feeding the console one command, but I'm doing it in multiple lines to make it more readable.
Yes.
And I'm also going to do some indentation because that will also make it more readable, even though the command line itself doesn't. So that needs to be that daemon command, which I don't remember. So and it's systemctl daemon reload. Systemctl and then do restart the system file now, and that might, maybe it'll work.
Maybe we're hoping.
Maybe it'll work.
That's the
syntax error. 2-minute arguments. Create. Okay, I'm just going to shove a comment into the second command to see if it's the first command it's having struggles with. It is.
Too many arguments.
But you told me to do it. I did what you told me to do.
Hey, do this. Okay. No, it's too much. But
systemctl daemon reload. So that works. So then if I try and that, does that not like that? Echo lol. So then it doesn't mind it. So why does it have an issue when it's in? Doesn't like it when it's being CP. You know what? I don't need to do it. Let's just do it here. Let's get rid of the first and then see if that makes it happy.
Okay.
Okay. That seems to be happy. And then tag it all without doing any clever escaping. Let's stop trying to be clever. Let's stop trying to pretend that we know what we're doing. Alright, that seems to have worked. And then, and then if I put the gap in, it's like that. Does that also work?
Yes!
Okay.
It's installing. Oh!
Okay.
It worked!
Echo. Restarting. Reloading daemon and restarting service. Reloading daemon and restarting service.
What I've noticed.
Service. Yeah.
You type so much slower than I do.
What? And I use more fingers than you do.
You use more fingers, but I type so much faster.
Alright.
Yeah. Alright, you wanna go? Alright, yeah.
I type fast.
Yeah, I do.
Good. Alright. So let's make an arbitrary change to our code and call it a night for the night. Because all we basically did to change the actual bot was to change the nerd command, but we've made it a lot nicer to install for other people to build their own things at home.
Exactly.
Except that it doesn't do any. Except that it hasn't done any of the node installation, which is a whole separate thing.
Oh my god! Look, you've done half of the job.
I've added the service bit, but people have to figure out the node stuff because I don't remember what I did for that. So this is like our part of it, and then the node. I'll probably do the node stuff off screen because I'll need to Google just what I did the first time because I do not remember. In fact, you know what? Let's see if reverse lookup will find it.
NVM plus node is probably a good idea because you can install NVM without sudo and node without sudo if you have NVM.
Okay. I can't find it in my history, so I don't know why. Probably npm install or something. So reloading, restarting. Okay, so let's make an arbitrary change to our code so that we can see whether this bot restart service thing actually does what it's supposed to. So I'm gonna change.
Add more nerd.
I'm just gonna capitalize this A because that'll just be a simple change for us to confirm that it's working. So then let's do.
I told you to Google coding nerd stuff and you'll be.
Alright, and then when we do nerd, it works.
It worked!
Yay!
Yay! We've accomplished what we're trying to do.
We did what we set ourselves out to do.
Yay!
Excellent.
Congratulations, you did it.
I know. And now I'm gonna undo what I did because I don't like the capitalization.
Yeah, please take it off. I'm dying. It's killing me.
Do people not like it? I'll leave it there.
It's like that Pokemon that you named. What ball? Was it egg? Egg. Fucking egg.
Egg. Lowercase e, uppercase G, lowercase g. Egg.
I fucking hate that. It drives me nuts.
Alright, cool.
No. Delicious part got it.
No.
Lowercase
e.
Yeah, there you go.
Pre got it.
Yeah.
That's the it was camel case. Yeah, exactly. Alright.
No. That's the prick in him because he was trying to bother me and it worked. That's the worst part.
That's a very big part of me. The prick part of me. Alright.
Oh god.
There's a prick inside of all of us.
Yes, exactly. Especially when we really want it.
Exactly. Cool. think we've accomplished a lot. Actually, I will just commit this back to.
What's the difference?
I will,
you got it. Yeah.
All right, let's check. Let's see.
Sometimes more than one when you feel like it, Jim. Yes.
Exactly. Now we can see the change that we made, which was to just to change that service install file.
Right.
What diff doesn't show us is new files that aren't currently in the repository. So currently, if we just do git status, we'll see that we added file, which was just a file that we used for testing. So I should get that. And we also, we added the install script. So we're going to add that to our repository. So git add install, and we used. The other thing is that people don't know is that if you press tab, it automatically completes what you're typing. So if you just start, if I go back and if I just start typing I, because install is the only file name in the path in the current
that starts
directory.
With an I.
That starts with an I. It just completes it for me. So
yeah. It's real useful. Whenever I'm going into, in my current job, if I have to go into a folder and I know that there's a bunch of client folders in there, if I start typing the client name and then just press tab, it just completes a whole thing, and I don't have to type it all down. It's the best.
Yeah. Automated install and service.
I hate how automated it's broken. Because it just looks like someone has made it. There we go.
That's You're better. Happy now?
Thank you.
Is that just satisfies you?
Look.
What about now?
Satisfied? We can't just keep fucking typing.
What about now?
That's better than automated.
Alright, what about now? Automat
ed. That says that.
Automat ed.
Automat ed.
Wow.
Let's do it. I need to go to bed.
Origin main. Cool. And that completes today's stream. So let's finish up in the loading screen for people who didn't get to see the loading screen before, because not everyone was here on time. Ooh. And there was much rejoicing. Yes, I will wet myself. So thanks very much for people joining, and thanks very much to new people who came along and helped. That was not what I expected would happen, but it was a very pleasant surprise. It's nice to know that there's coders out there that are looking for code content that isn't just the well-made YouTube propaganda of yes, I know exactly what I'm doing all of the time and definitely will never make a mistake. Code tent, yes, Anna.
Code tent, yes.
Good. Yeah.
It's good that it's if you edit a YouTube video, it's easy for you to look like you know what you're doing, and that you never made any mistakes to get there.
That's not everyone, to be clear. On YouTube, though, I do see people that just sort of start typing and then they're like, "Oh no, I made a typo," and then that's but a lot of it is very well thought out and shows people who a lot of the time they'll kind of be like, "Oh, and I'll just go look into that," and then you won't know how long they've been, or you won't understand the real time sort of decision making process. So I find that kind of interesting, because every coder's got to do it, or everyone who deals with computers has to have a thought process to be how am I gonna go from this position where everything's broken and I'm getting errors everywhere to this position where it's look, it works now, that's great, and that's kind of what that looks like, to be
and one of the ways to do it is getting help from your friends,
yes, or random strangers on the internet,
random strangers or co-workers, whoever's available.
But yeah, thanks for joining tonight, and hope to see you next week. We will be continuing with this at least for one more week. So there'll be more bot stuff. I intend to do more bot stuff next week rather than just installing the damn software, which is useful, because now we don't have to do that next week.
We don't have to do that next week, exactly. Look, you've passed that hurdle. You don't have to look at it ever again.
And I'll probably add a little bit to the install script off screen to just make sure that the node stuff is also handled, so anyone wanting to put this on their own Raspberry Pi will be able to do that. There's some stuff with credentials as well that you also do. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out something useful that needs to go. But yeah, thanks for joining, and yeah, see you same time.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Have a nice evening.